Hello and welcome to the Federal. My name is Shreyas. It has been more than a month after Hindenburg Research released a report alleging financial irregularities by the Adani Group. The Supreme Court today ordered the setting up of a probe panel. The panel, headed by ex-Supreme Court Judge A M Sapre, will investigate the recent crash in Adani Group shares. So, what does this mean for the Adani Group, for SEBI, and the common man investing his hard-earned money in the equity market? Well, Mr. K. Giriprakash from the Federal will throw more light on this. Mr. Giriprakash, what does the Supreme Court order say?
The Supreme Court, in a much-awaited directive today, asked SEBI, the Securities and Exchange Board of India, which is the regulator for the stock market in India. It has said that it has asked SEBI to complete the probe started by it in the wake of the Hindenburg report on Adani Group within 2 months. The Chief Justice of India, Mr. D.Y. Chandrachud, headed a three-judge bench, and he directed the market regulator to probe whether there has been a violation of Rule 19A for the securities contract regulation rules, where whether there has been a failure to disclose transactions with related parties and other relevant information which concerns related parties to SEBI as per law, whether there has been a manipulation of stock prices in contravention of existing rules. And this is quite important. Now, this panel consists of the former State Bank of India Chairman O.P. Bhatt, former Bombay High Court Judge Justice J.P. Devdhar, former Chairman of Infosys K.V. Kamath, former Chairman of UIDAI and Infosys non-executive chairman and the co-founder Nanda Nilekani, and advocate Somshekhar Sundaresan. So this is quite a very power-packed panel. But the Supreme Court also made it clear that the setting up of this committee is not an adverse reflection on the regulatory agencies. So what are the things that the the expert committee will do is that they will assess the situation overall, including factors which may have resulted in the volatility of the market, and suggest measures to strengthen investor awareness. It's like it's very encompassing kind of features this committee will have to look into. And it will also investigate whether there has been a regulatory failure in dealing with the alleged contravention of laws pertaining to the securities market as far as the Adani Group is concerned, and measures to suggest the statutory framework. So there are several points that this committee will have to look into, and also suggest measures to see that SEBI is strengthened, it becomes more robust.
Mr. Giriprakash, do you think this directive can determine what went wrong with the Adani Group?
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole idea behind setting up this panel. And assuming the committee finds out that nothing actually went wrong with the Adani Group, and there were no issues at all as far as manipulating the stock market is concerned, or any other fallout, or for example, insider trading, and Adani Group is given a clean check. Even if they do give them a clean check, we don't know exactly what. When it's a 2-month, they have been given 2 months to come up with their report, so we don't know exactly what they plan to do. But there are other things that Supreme Court has said that I'm sure these esteemed members of the panel will actually look into it and come up with a report, and I'm sure the SEBI or the regulator will implement them.
SEBI has always been blamed when certain regulatory challenges arise, such as the Adani-Hindenburg one. Now, do you think that's justified?
Yeah, it's always been the whipping boy when it comes to something goes wrong with with a real estate entity, or there are issues with the regulation. But then, I've always felt that it's a work in progress. SEBI can't, even though even with a lot of foresight and whatever technology it has in its command, in spite of that, you'll always come there will always be a new challenge that will come forth, and you have to learn from those challenges, make the system or the structure more robust, and get on with it. And you can't say that, okay, fine. They do their best to actually see that they plug loopholes all the time, and also come up with papers to see that they float these papers among the public, among the investors, among all the stakeholders, trying to find out whether anything more needs to be done, and depending on how they go about it and what's the kind of opinion that they draw from these papers, they go ahead and implement them. So it's always a work in progress.
Mr. Giripkash, what do you think should the SEBI do to make the regulatory structure more robust? What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, see, there was a consultation paper some time ago, which was floated by SEBI, and they had listed 4 proposals, and these included disclosure and approval requirements for certain agreements that bind listed companies, review special rights which are given to shareholders as per the Articles of Association of a listed company, and this is quite important, because certain shareholders do enjoy that, and special rights, and it's not that they are prone to. There is always a possibility that they may misuse, so they want to plug that loophole. And sale or lease of assets of a listed company outside the scheme of arrangement framework. For example, there are certain assets which are not either disclosed, or they do not form part of the company, and they are left out of the scheme of arrangement, and these companies can go ahead, either sell them, or do whatever they need to do to raise money. So that they want it to be disclosed, and also be part of the scheme of arrangement, and also address the issue of both permanency in listed entities. That is something that needs to be pondered upon, and perhaps another key and another issue that they need to do is be able to hire key professionals, give them market rate remuneration, so that people who are there, they are able to go ahead and come up with better rulings. And usually what's been happening is that most orders passed by SEBI are watered down by SAT, as we call it as, and which either sometimes sets aside or lowers the SEBI penalty. Now, if you have these key professionals who are like, who are armed with a lot more knowledge and professional experience, they won't let this happen. So that needs to be taken care of.
Mr. Girprakash, my last question before I let you go. What about retail investors? What will this probe mean for the common man?
For the common man, of course, it's going to be very good. It's something which it's all for the common man. It's all for the common investors. Whatever SEBI is doing is to protect. That is their prime importance. That's their prime goal. They want to protect investors, right? They want to protect small investors. They want to protect all the retail investors. This entire exercise is to see that the retail investors are not in any way harmed, that their money is safe, and to build investors' confidence. Because if you have a robust stock market, economy will do well, and the government will also do well. So it's all interconnected. So SEBI plays a very, very important role here.
Well, thank you for your information. Thank you for your time, Mr. Giri Prakash. Hope we get to talk about this more once the panel submits its report. Thank you for talking to the
Thank you. Thanks very much. Yeah. Thanks, Shreyas.